Arrays are the most important data types in any programming language. Arrays help you store multiple objects in a single variable. Let's say if I want to create multiple names, instead of creating multiple variables for all my names, I could create a single variable and store all my names as an array. Let's try to do that. For that, I'm going to create a variable called as names. And to store multiple string values in it, I'm going to use square brackets. And in this square brackets, I'm going to pass all my names comma separated. The first name is going to be John. The second name is going to be Jane. The third name is going to be Fahad. The last name is going to be Man. Now, my names is a string array. It's storing all the strings in this. Now, if I want to access one of these elements, I'll have to use their index. Arrays always start from 0 index. That means John is sitting at 0, Jane is at 1, Fahad is at 2, and Monica is third element. So if I want to print value of John, I'll have to use its 0th index. For that, I'm going to say names and then pass its index in square brackets. Now, if I click on submit, that's going to print John on my screen here. If I pass 3 here, the third element is 0th, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is Monica. So it should print Monica on my page here, and it does. You can also store numbers. Let's say if I want to store their scores, for that I'm going to create a variable called as scores, and then I'm going to pass numbers here, comma separated. For that I'm going to say 35 is John's score, Jane scored 90, Fahad scored 77, and Monica scored 80. Now I have a number array. Now if I want to access this array, I could use scores and the third element, which is 80. So if I submit now, it's going to print 80 here. You can also change their values if you like. Let's say if I want to change value of this second element in the scores, I could access it by passing its index, which is the first index, and change the value to 50 and try to print that on the screen. It's going to print 50, which is modified value. The original value was 90. So this is how you can create arrays for strings and numbers. In the next section, I'm going to talk about how you can create arrays for objects.